Today we will be learning a little bit about social engineering attacks. So let's go ahead and get logged into this virtual system. Looks like it's still maybe applying some settings. Just bear with me, it's ready. So we're gonna send the control alt delete. That should get us signed in. So we're done there. We're gonna simulate the attack being set up on the server. To do this, we're gonna simply open the run. Come on, let's get run open. There we are. Okay, so in here we are going to right click this and click run with PowerShell. At the prompt, we're going to type Y and press enter. Whoops, I accidentally clicked in there. So there should be a prompt. So here we're going to press Y and enter. I'll press enter to exit. The script sets up simulated attack, and we'll see that in a moment. Okay. So we should be able to open Internet Explorer, and we will go to google.com. And now that we are at google.com, we can see we are here. For the email, we're going to type in developtech@gmail.com, and the pass, we're going to put in pass 1234. Sign in. So here we can see it shows us what we've been tricked. Thanks for your username and password. Now we need to understand that we pretty much just got pwned. Now this was designed to be a convincing login page to trick someone into entering their Google credentials, right? And that's what happened here. So this social engineering attack would be a mixture between URL hijacking, phishing, farming, and impersonation. So then we're going to just go over the basic knowledge here. Alpha, social engineering attempt or false alarm. A supposed customer calls the help desk and states that she cannot connect to the e-commerce website to check her order status. She would also like a username and password. The user gives a valid customer company name, but is not listed as a contact in the customer database. The user does not know the correct company code or customer ID. Is a social engineering attempt. Bravo. Social engineering attempt or false alarm. Christine receives an instant message asking for her account name and password. The person sending the message says that the request is from the IT department because they need to do a backup of Christine's local hard drive. That would be a social engineering attempt. Charlie, social engineering attempt or false alarm. A purchasing manager is browsing a list of products on a vendor's website when a window opens claiming that anti-malware software has detected several thousand files on his computer that are infected with viruses. Instructions in the official looking window indicate the user should click a link to install software that will remove these infections. This would also be a social engineering attempt. Delta. Social engineering attempt or false alarm. The CEO of Developtech needs to get access to market research data immediately. You definitely recognize her voice, but a proper request form has not been filled out to modify the permissions. She states that normally she would fill out the form and should not be an exception, but she urgently needs the data. Now, this is a CEO, and you recognize her voice. Okay, chances are it's legitimate. Delta is a false alarm. In that case, it's up to you. But we've gone through that. Now we're just going to go ahead and install WinPCAP. So let's go back in here. We are going to double click the WinPCAP file. And just going to click all the way through. There we go. So we're done installing that. Now we're going to install Kane-Enable. We're going to next through all this. Yep, so that's the default location. Next. And yeah, so next. Finish. And here we're just going to click Don't Install. Okay, we're done with that. On the desktop, we should be able to now double click the Kane icon. Click OK. Now we need to select the Cracker tab. In the left pane, select LM and NTLM hashes. Right there. On the toolbar, select the Add to List plus sign. In the Add NT hashes dialog box, check the Include Password History and select Next. Here we can verify that there's a list of system usernames that appears on the right. So click OK, OK. Yeah, we have this. Select the administrator account, right click and select Dictionary Attack NTLM hashes. In the Dictionary Attack dialog box, in the Dictionary section, right click and select Add to List. Okay, now in here, double click the word lists folder. Double click the word list.txt file. Verify that the file column contains the full path of the word list. Now, this text file contains hundreds of thousands of words that Kane-Enable uses in various forms to try and crack the password. We're going to simply select Start. Verify that the password of the administrator is not displayed on completion of the scan, which indicates that the current password is secure from a dictionary attack. We're going to select Exit to close the Dictionary Attack dialog box. Okay, so exit, and we should be able to click Done here. In File Explorer, from the course data files, double click Insecure Keyword Hash to open it in Notepad. Copy all of the hash text. This is a hash of a password that uses a common dictionary word. Return to Kane-Enable. Okay, so we're copying this. Okay. So we are selecting MD5 hashes right here. And we're going to click this, add this. Right click, select Dictionary Attack. Reset all initial. Okay, so in the Dictionary Attack dialog box, we're going to right click, reset all initial file positions, and select Start, it looked like. Verify that the password was cracked. Unlike the administrator password, the password that produced this hash is less complex and easily broken by a dictionary attack. So now we would select exit, close the dictionary attack dialog box. But here you can certainly see that security 17 is what we're looking at, being the password being. All right, so exit out, close the Kane window, select yes, close the notepad. We're not going to save that. Done. So there we go. Earlier, you discovered that computers in the Developtech domain were being served a fake Google login page. You verified that this farming page is loaded anytime one of the computers attempts to navigate to the legitimate google.com address. This leads you to believe that your DNS architecture is somehow compromised, but you need more information about the attack. Okay. You checked several affected computers in the domain and can verify that they are all sending DNS requests to your primary DNS server. You also verify that none of the host's files on these computers has been tampered with. What kind of DNS attack do you believe you're faced with? The primary DNS server is most likely a victim of DNS poisoning, also called DNS spoofing. The server is incorrectly resolving traffic meant for google.com to a malicious web server rather than resolving to the real Google web servers. Okay. If necessary, open Server Manager and select Tools, DNS. Okay. So we should have Tools and DNS. Expand Server 1. And we're looking forward lookup zones. Okay, in the details pane, verify that there is a zone entry for google.com. Yes. Double click the zone entry. In the list of DNS record set, verify that there is a host A record that is resolving to the parent domain google.com to 127.0.0.1, the local host address. This means that there is a web server on the local host that is running the spoofed google.com login page. Yes. Open File Explorer and navigate to CINET www root. So let's open up the File Explorer. Okay, we're going to go to inetpub www root. So this is the default directory for web server files hosted on IIS. That's Internet Information Services. Verify that there are several files in the directory, including an index file and tricked.html file. The index file displays the default web page for the web server, which is the spoofed google.com login page. The trick.html file is what the user is directed to when they attempt to sign in. There are also various images and some default IIS files. In a real-world scenario, the attacker would be hosting these web server files on their own server. The DNS record set would also resolve google.com to the attacker's IP address rather than localhost. Delete every file in this directory except iisstart.htm and iisstart.png. Okay, done. Examine the script that added malicious entries to the DNS server. So we're just looking for that file and we're going to edit it. So simply going back here, should be able to right click this, click edit. It's going to open up PowerShell Interactive Scripting Environment, ISE. Examine lines 5 and 6. Here's 5, here's 6. The PowerShell command on line 5 creates a forward lookup zone for google.com, suppressing output, and the command on line 6 creates a record set for the zone that points google.com to the local host address 127.0.0.1. Close the Windows PowerShell ISE window. We've got that done. Return to the DNS Manager window. In the console tree, right-click the google.com zone and select Delete. Right-click this, click Delete. Yes. Yes. Select Yes. Verify that the zone entry for google.com is gone. Close the DNS Manager window. Okay, we're done. Right-click the Start button and select Command Prompt Admin. Okay, Command Prompt Admin. ipconfig/flush DNS. Verify that the DNS cache was cleared. This flushes the local system's DNS cache so that it is forced to use the DNS server for resolution rather than relying on any cached entries. In this example, localhost would have been the cached one. Close the command prompt window. Done. Open Internet Explorer. We're going to go to google.com. Verify that you are taken to the real Google search site. No, we're not. We probably need to restart IE for that DNS cache to take effect. Yes. Done. Before you begin, you will work on 2 servers in this activity. You will be using Nmap, a network scanning tool. Nmap has a GUI front end called ZenMap. Some threats are targeted, like the threats to your DNS servers. However, in order to craft a targeted threat, attackers will often gather intelligence through your networking infrastructure. This intelligence helps them make decisions about what to attack and how. So you decide to identify how network scans, particularly port scans, can threaten the security of your computing environments. So we're going back here to Nmap setup. We're going to agree. Looks like we're just going to select next. Install next. We're just nexting through the whole thing, it looks like. Should be done in just a second here. Perfect. Yeah, great. We're done. So on the desktop, we're going to double click Nmap ZenMap GUI. It's going to open us Nmap, or I should say ZenMap. We're going to maximize the ZenMap window. In the target text box, type server 02. We're going to select a quick scan and hit scan. So we're done with that. The scan is complete. Verify that several TCP ports were detected as open. Close Nmap without saving the report. How could an attacker use a port scan like this in an attack? Port scans help an attacker reveal services running on various network ports, which the attacker may use as entry points into a system. Attackers can also exploit open ports in other types of attacks, like a denial of service. There we go. We are finished.